Hi, everybody. It's Elaine, and I've just finished with this Tuesday's edition of Lunch with Elaine, during which I spoke about inflammation, which is sort of hidden in plain sight. One of the things I mentioned to the folks here today is how some people who appear perfectly healthy or slender and thin can also suffer from inflammation because our standard American diet is one that absolutely is pro-inflammatory. So some of the features we spoke about today was the fact that our microbiome, there's our microbiome again, is fed by what we eat. Fiber, as I spoke about last week, is an incredibly important part that actually is a prebiotic. That's what prebiotics are, is food for our microbiome, and fiber is absolutely a delicious and necessary part of the microbiome's health and wellness as well as ours. So when we were talking about inflammation today, sometimes it shows up in our actual physical bodies, maybe in our wrists or our fingers. Maybe you wake up with swollen fingers, or maybe you see it in your face sometimes. Maybe you twist an ankle and you obviously know what that inflammation is like. But that inflammation can be hidden in our organs, in our guts, in our gut lining. And so talking about meat and dairy both being pro-inflammatory, what do I mean by that? Well, let's start with meat. Um, and it's not just about inflammation. There's many reasons that meat creates an unhealthy atmosphere for us. Um, and especially red and processed meat, which I hate to say is most of what we see in our fast food establishments and in our convenience foods, is heavily processed and incredibly dangerous. But you look around and you think, well, my neighbor's eating that. The other person who's in front of me at the checkout, they're eating that. They don't look like they're falling over. Well, it's about living healthfully, um, not just, struggling and surviving. It's about flourishing. And that's what we want to do, is we want our microbiome to flourish. Um, so red and processed meats are incredibly high in saturated fat. This is nothing you don't know. And compounds like advanced glycation end products, AGEs, let me just call them AGEs, which are formed during high temperature cooking methods like grilling or frying. They've been shown to increase oxidative stress and inflammation in the body. And again, it may not show up in your joints or in a place that you can see. It could be in your gut lining in particular, or in your blood vessels. We're also seeing an incredibly strong link between inflammation and mental illness. So inflammation is something we want to tap down in our bodies. It's certainly protective. Like I said, when you twist your ankle, your body swells up. It sends, the inflammation helps, contain that injury. But on a systemic level, when we have constant and chronic inflammation based on the foods we eat, that can be incredibly dangerous for us. So we talked a lot about that today, but I think what really was beautiful today is the conversation that happened after lunch. So I usually do I don't know, 5 to 6 minute presentation on the topic on these Lunch with Elaine events. As I mentioned, today was inflammation. Last week we did fiber. The week before that we did like eating the rainbow and food variety. So we're going to do next Tuesday will be July 8th. And I'll do another event. It starts at noon. I feed you lunch. It's $20, and that includes lunch, beverage, and the discussion as well. And the message that reverberates through the people that came, most of which today actually are already mostly eating a plant-based diet, was this expression: I found my people. It's nice to have these discussions and ask questions in a safe space with other people who get it, you know? Um, so I invite you to come if you're able. They're all standalone events. I haven't really thought about what my topic is going to be next week, but it'll be something fascinating And I know the conversation will be great as well. A lot of the folks who came today want to come next week as well. Hope to see you, and thanks for watching.